Hi Year 4, this is Purple Group Maths, and this is the whole of your week 8 learning. So make sure you just pause the video after you watch day 1, and then you'll be ready for day 2. So last week we did multiplication of our 3s, 4s, and 8s times tables, and then this week we're going to be moving on to column multiplication, and it's going to involve doing 2 digits times 1 digit, okay? Start with this week, before we move on to our column multiplication, we're going to be learning to multiply a one-digit number by a multiple of 10. Okay, so this is how your sheet looks like at the beginning, and your steps to success say, break up the question into 3 parts. So if you had 5 times 90, that's the same as 5 times 9 times 10, because 9 times 10 is 90, okay? Then you multiply the one-digit numbers together, so you do 5 times 9 is 45, and then finally you times your answer by 10, okay, because you still had to times it by 10, so 45 times 10 is 450. Okay, so I'm going to go through an example with you on your sheet. Let's pick 8 times 40. So again, we'll follow our steps to success. The first thing we need to do is break up our question into 3 parts, so it won't be 8 times 40 anymore, it's going to be 8 times 4 times 10, because 4 times 10 is 40, okay? The next thing we need to do is multiply the one-digit numbers together. So we have 2 one-digit numbers, and they are 8 and 4. So let's do 8 times 4, and that's 32, okay? So now I can cross out the 8 times 4, because we've done those bits. Now all we need to do is just times by 10, okay? So now we're just going to do 32 times 10, which is just 320, because you're adding a 0 on the end because it's getting 10 times bigger, okay? And you need to do that for the rest of your questions. I'm just going to go through one more example that switched it around. Before you had, for example, 3 times 30. This time you've got 30 times 3. So it's still the same, okay, it doesn't change, but this time you would do 3 times 10 times 3, because you've got 3 times 10 is the same as 30, and then times by 3. So we still have to multiply the one-digit numbers together. So we've got 3 times 3 is 9, and then if I get my highlighter, I can cross out the 3 and the 3, because we've done 3 times 3. Now all we need to do is times by 10, okay? So now we need to do 9 times by 10, okay? And 9 times 10 is 90. So now moving on to your day 2 learning, okay? And we're going to be focusing on some word problems to do with multiplying our one-digit numbers by multiples of 10. So your steps to success say to highlight the key numbers in the question and work out what multiplication you must do. Then we're going to follow the same steps as yesterday. So it's just break the question up into 3 parts, multiply the one-digit numbers together, and then multiply your answer by 10. So let's read the question together and highlight the key parts. On the way to the airport, there were 4 buses with 20 people in each bus. How many people were going to the airport all together? Okay, so you've got 4 buses multiplied by 20 people. Okay, so you're just doing 4 times 20. So 4 times 20, if we break it up into 3 parts, is the same as 4 times 2 times 10. So we can multiply the one-digit numbers together. Let's do 4 times 2, that's 8. Okay, now we can cross out our one-digit numbers. We've already done 4 times 2, and all we have to do is times what we have now by 10. So we just do 8 times 10 is 80. Okay. So now moving on to day 3, where we're going to start doing our column multiplication. So we're multiplying a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number. Now I'm going to go through this problem very carefully with you so you understand the exact steps. So we're going to follow our steps to success. We've got 73 times 4, okay? 73 times 4. So the first thing we need to do is multiply the digits in the ones column together. So let me just highlight those for you so you know what I'm talking about. You've got 73, which has 3 ones, and then you've got 4 ones. The first thing we need to do is multiply those 2 numbers together. So you've got 3 times 4, okay? And that's 12. Now, we don't just write 12 underneath those numbers in the ones column because 12 has 1 10 and 2 ones. So we need to write the 10 underneath the tens column and the 2 ones in the ones column like this, okay? Look carefully what I've done there. I've put the 10 underneath the tens column and the 2 ones in the ones column. So now the next thing we need to do is multiply the digit in the tens column by the bottom digit in the ones column. We've already done 3 times 4, now we need to do 7 times 4, which is actually 7 tens, so it's 70, okay? So 7 times 4 is 28, okay? And then you need to remember to add on this exchange at the bottom. So we do 28 plus 1 is 29, or 290. So now your answer is 292. Okay. Let's go through one more example together. In this example, we've got 85 times 7. Okay. The first thing we need to do is multiply the digits in the ones column together. So you've got 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35. Again, we don't write 35 underneath the ones column because 35 has 3 tens and 5 ones. So you write your 3 tens underneath the tens column and your 5 ones in the ones column. Now we need to do 80 times 7, okay, because you've got 8 tens times 7 ones. So 8 times 7 is 56, okay, and then you've got to add on your exchange. So 8 times 7 is 56 plus 3 is 59, okay, but it's not actually 59, it's 590 because you've done 80 times 7, not 8 times 7. So your answer is 595. So moving on to day 4, and we're going to be carrying on with our column multiplication. Today we're going to be doing some problem solving and some word problems. So here are 3 incorrect multiplications. That means they're wrong, okay? You've got 61 times 5 and the person's saying that's 35. You've got 74 times 7 and the person's saying that's 498. And you've got 28 times 4 and they're saying that's 824. Your job is to correct the multiplications. Now the way you're going to do this is by working them out again yourself and laying them out carefully so you've got the digits in the correct place value columns. For example, if we redid the first one, okay, so it's 61 times 5. Now they thought it was 35. Let's work it out together and see. So as you know already from your work yesterday, the first thing you do is you multiply the digits in the ones column together. So 1 times 5 is 5. Now we can write our whole answer in the ones column this time because it's just 5. There are no tens in the answer, it's just 5 ones. And the next thing you need to do is multiply your 6 tens by your 5 ones. Okay, so we're going to do 6 tens times 5 ones. So 6 times 5 is 30, or 300 when we write it in the correct column. So the answer is 305. So what did they do wrong when they tried this question? Okay, so here you've got some word problems to do. We're going to highlight the key numbers in the question first because that's in our steps to success. So there are 8 chocolates in a bag. So in one bag there are 8 chocolates and Joseph has 56 bags to sell. How many chocolates does he have altogether to sell? Now it says work out the column multiplication you need to solve, and that's just 8 times 56. So it's just 8 chocolates times 56 bags. Okay? So then lay it out really carefully so that each digit is lined up in the correct place value column. So we've got your 5 tens and your 6 ones for 56. and then you've got your 8 ones for 8 chocolates. Okay, and you know how to work that out by now, so I'm not going to go through that one with you. So good luck with the rest of your work for this week.